Welcome back, students. Myself, Mrs. Felina Gonsalves, teacher of Shet Vidya Mandir, English High School, Maharashtra Board, Vasai. Today, we are going to learn Chapter 3 of Science for Standard 6, Diversity in Living Things and their Classification. So first, let's know about diversity. It means of understanding that each individual is unique and recognize the differences. Classification. What is classification? Systematic arrangement in groups. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about diversity in plants and animals and their classification. So let's start. Observe the picture given. We have already learned in our first chapter that all things on earth are associated with air, water and land, that is atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. These living things and a part of atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere together called biosphere. The geographical conditions at different places on the earth are very different. We find that living things exist in all these diverse conditions. When we live in a certain place, we adjust to the condition there. Various types of living things have survival because of their ability to adjust themselves to the condition in their surrounding. So let's learn about diversity in plants. Various types of plants are found in many places around us. Some plants, like grass, are short, while others are tall. Some plants grow under water, while some other floats on water. We find that some plants grow even in desert area. So let's know about classification of plants. There are three types of plants: autotrophic, heterotrophic and insectivorous plants. Plants make their own food in sunlight. Such plants are known as autotrophic. For example, hibiscus, periwinkle, etc. Some plants that cannot prepare their own food, like fungus, Droda, while some plants that consume insects are known as insectivorous plants, like pitcher plant. Now let's learn the structure of plants. Plant structure can generally be divided into two parts. Plants that grow below the ground surface, like root, while parts that grow above the ground surface, like stem, leaves, flowers and fruit. Let us study about this structure of plants in detail. Function of roots. Root absorb water and transport minerals from the soil. Root anchor a plant to the ground. Root also help to support a plant. Roots store food as well as absorb water and dissolve water nutrients from the soil. Root can also store sugar and carbohydrates that the plant uses to carry out other functions. There are two types of root: taproot and fibrous root, as shown in the picture. Taproot, for example, hibiscus, and fibrous root, for example, grass. So let's know about stem. The height, shape and size of a plant depends upon the stem. The stem holds the plant erect. Erect means straight. The stem of plant carries water and minerals from the root to the leaves and other parts of the plants. The stem carry out the function of production, conduction and storage of food. It has the function of reproduction. Let's learn about leaves. Leaves is also called the kitchen of the plant. It prepares food using carbon dioxide and water, presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. This process is called photosynthesis. Leaves is flat, thin and green in color. It plays important role in the production of food. There are two types of leaves, simple leaves and complex leaf. Single leaves blade connected by petioles. Petioles means the stalk that join a leaf to stem. For example, hibiscus. Compound leaves. Leaves blade is divided into number of small leaves from leaflet. For example, rose leaf. Let's know the function of flowers. Flowers is the most attractive part of a plant. It is connected to the stem by a stalk which may be long or short. The function of a flower is to make seed. Flowers are also important because they are part of the reproductive of the plant. The flower has a tropical color and shape to attack bees and other pollinators. Let's know the function of fruit. The function of fruit is to protect the seed inside. Fruits have different shape. Fruits contain one or more seed. Fleshy colored fruits attack birds and animals are eaten by them. The pond of beans and pea are actually fruits. Now let's know the need for classification of plants. The scientist Carolus Linnaeus made the first scientific classification of plants. Now why there is need for classification? It helps in the identification of living organisms as well as understanding the diversity of living organisms. Classification helps us to learn about different plants, their features, similarity and differences. It makes the study of wide variety of organisms easy and help us to understand the interrelationship among different groups of organisms. So we can say that there is a tremendous diversity in the plants on the earth. Example, shape, number of flowers, color, fragrance, fruit, etc. is very diverse. Therefore, there should be placed properly in groups in order to identify the group correctly, to understand similarity and differences between the plants. So let's know about criteria for classification of plants according to the shape and height of the stem. The first one is tree. Some plants grow tall. Their stem or trunk is hard and strong. They have branches at some height above the ground. They bear flowers and fruits for many years. Such plants are called trees. Trees are tall, big and perennial, that is, they live for many years. The second one is shrub. Some plants grow close to the ground. They give out branches very close to the ground. They are shorter and smaller than trees, but they have thick and hard stem. The oriander, hibiscus, lantana and rose are shrubs that may grow up to 2 to 3 meters. Third one, herbs. Herbs grow 1 to 1.5 meter tall. The stem of herbs are green and unique, flexible as compared to those of trees and bushes. Herbs may live for few months or up to 2 years. The last one is creeper. The stem of a creeper is very flexible, soft and green. It grows rapidly with the help of a support. Some veins need vertical support for growing, while some others spread on the ground. Climbers like money plants have aerial roots. Now let's know about criteria of plants. According to the period of their life cycle, plants are classified as annual, biennial and perennial. The life cycle of plants which is completed in only 1 year is known as annual plant, for example, jawar and sunflower. Whereas the plant life cycle which is completed in 2 years are known as biennial, for example, carrot, beetroot. Whereas the plants that live for several years, shrubs like hibiscus, coriander, and trees like mango and gulmohar are known as perennial. The plants according to nature are of two types, flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Plants bearing flowers are called as flowering plants, for example, rose, lily, etc. While the plants that never bear flowers are called non-flowering plants. Such types of plants may not have leaves, for example, aloe vera. Let's know about plants according to their habitat. We see different plants growing in different area. Plants growing on land, for example, mango, jackfruit, whereas plants growing near water are of two types, submerged and floating. Submerged means below the surface of water, for example, algae, and floating like lotus. Marshy plant. Marshy are often found at the edge of lakes, for example, mangrove, and desert plants like cactus. Now let's know about diversity and classification in animals. Different animals have developed different shape to survive in the environment. There is a great variety in the body of structure of animals too. As shown in the picture, amoeba that cannot be seen with our eyes, the huge elephant, the small snail, the fish that swim in water, a kite that flies high in the sky, butterfly that roam around flowers, a house lizard that crawls on wall are all animals. Each one of them have different characteristics. Animals have body parts like head, neck, torso, a tail for movement. They have various organ systems which carry on various functions inside their body. In this respect too, there is a lot of diversity in animals. We see a varieties in animals with respect to their food as well. Since animal depends on other for their food, they are found in different places where food is available. Different animals have different method of obtaining and eating food. This too leads to difference in their body structure. So let's know about criteria of plants according to the number of cells. There are two types of cell, unicellular and multicellular. Having single cell is called as unicellular, for example, amoeba, whereas having many cells are known as multicellular, for example, man, frog, crow, dog, etc. Let's know about animal according to vertebral column. Animals that have backbone or spinal column are known as vertebral animal. For example, fish, bird, man. Whereas animals that neither possess nor develop a vertebral column or backbone is called as invertebrate animal. For example, earthworm, starfish, etc. Now let's know about animals according to the mode of reproduction. There are two types of reproduction, omnivorous and viviparous. Animal laying eggs are called as omnivorous. Example, snakes, bird, etc. Whereas animal giving birth to their young one are called as viviparous animal. For example, mammals. Now let's know about animal according to their habitat. There are four types: terrestrial, aquatic, amphibian and aerial animal. Animal living on land are called as terrestrial animal. Example, deer, lion, rat, man. Whereas animal living in water are called aquatic animal. For example, fishes. Animal living in water as well as on land and respiring at both the places are called amphibian animal. For example, salamander, frog and lord. Whereas animal flying in the sky are called as aerial animal. For example, birds and some insect. Copy down the following assignment. Thank you for watching the video.